Hey, welcome to the Weekly Fury. I'm Josh.
And I'm Sean.
And welcome to our weekly sports show where we talk about the topics of the week that we found interesting, and hopefully you do too. Sean, holy crap, we got a lot to talk about. And we're going to start off this week's show with Kevin Durant. Everything was looking okay until Gortat kind of like shoves down Zaza Pachulia, and Zaza Pachulia goes right into Kevin Durant's left knee, and it looked pretty nasty. We finally got the diagnosis. It's a second-degree MCL sprain and bone bruise of his left leg. He is expected to miss anywhere. He's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. There's no set timetable yet. So we'll see in 4 weeks, and we'll get a real close understanding of when he will be back. Typically, these injuries are anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks. When do you expect him to be back? It's expected he might come back before the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario, right? Him to come back, case. Right before the playoffs, get him some regular season games. This is interesting because, he's never had, that I can remember, a knee injury. Last time I remember...
A knee injury? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Like, a couple years ago, he had that foot injury.
Yeah.
He had surgery on it, and then halfway through the season, it didn't fully heal, and he had to have surgery on it again.
All right, so
that's a little scary.
Now, here's the thing. Now, San Antonio Spurs, Rockets are even nipping at the heels of the Warriors. Do you think the Warriors are going to fall out of first place before the playoffs start?
Easily, because
Spurs are like, a couple of games behind that right now.
Oh, yeah. You got to look at it like this. Like, to get Durant, and Durant's been great there. That team, if Durant stays healthy the whole time, that team's the best in the league. They're probably going to the finals, win it all. No, hands down, right? But without Durant, they gave up a lot to take on Durant. Harrison Barnes, Andrew Bogut.
Oh, yeah, they're not the same team at all. They're weaker, definitely.
They are weaker. So without Durant, it's going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting. I think that San Antonio is probably the team that could creep up and take that number one spot.
Okay, so best case scenario, he comes back right before the playoffs start. And if that's the case, then he'll probably be limited in that first round, which could be the Mavericks, the Suns, hell, maybe even the Thunder if they lose a few more games and they get that 8th spot because they're like 7th right now, which I think is surprising. So depending on who they get, can you foresee a situation where the Warriors surprisingly get knocked out by one of these teams? Maybe if it's OKC. Like if they somehow slip more games and they get to that 8th seed, maybe they could knock out a Durantless Warriors, or do you think they'll just be fine?
I don't think the OKC could do it. Well, maybe. It just depends, right? Possible. I could see Golden State being upset. If they don't have Durant, I think they will. They don't have the depth anymore. They don't. And they don't have big men.
They're going to need the old Steph Curry coming back because, see, this year, Steph Curry, he hasn't really been, dropping them dimes from three-point line because Durant's there. But now they're going to need Steph Curry to step up, and we know what he can do. So he definitely can.
It's going to be lights. It has to be lights out from Steph and Klay Thompson. Yep. But I could see one of those teams like OKC, Dallas. I'm not just saying that. Dallas, they've been actually pretty hot lately. So it's those teams can easily upset Golden State if they don't, get their shooters going.
All right, so worst case scenario, let's say he misses, 9 to 12 weeks. That puts him coming back around the Western Conference Finals to the finals. Okay, so if that's the case, I don't think if it's closer to that, I don't think we'll see Durant back. Maybe
I don't think so either.
Because they'll probably get bumped off in that second round, and especially in the Western Conference Finals. If he comes back just in time for the Western Conference Finals, because when he does come back, he's not going to be full go. It's going to take some time to ease back into things. And they're not going to be able to handle the Spurs or the Rockets.
No, especially the Spurs, who probably one of the best overall teams, right?
Yeah.
So and one of the best coaches. So. I don't think they can survive. I don't think if Durant's not back before the playoffs start, I don't think they can make it to the Western Conference Finals, to be honest.
Now, let's say he comes back, they make it to the finals, and Durant is back, but he's not fully, 100%, in Durant mode. Yeah. Even if he is in Durant mode, like he's fully back.
Yeah.
do you think the Cavaliers are now the favorites, whereas just 2 days ago, the Warriors are favorite?
I could see that. They've actually added some players. Deron Williams. They've added Andrew Bogut. So they've added a little bit more depth to that team. I love Deron Williams because he could help with Kyrie Irving.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, like, who benefits more, the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference with LeBron James? Like, because to me, I think right now it benefits more the Western Conference.
I'd say the West. Yeah,
because I don't think he'll miss like the 12 weeks. I think he'll be back in time for the playoffs or maybe towards the second round. But if they lose that first seed and San Antonio gets that first seed or Houston gets that first seed, I would say more so San Antonio because I think San Antonio benefits more than anybody else because if Durant's gone, now they're even smaller. They have absolutely no rim protection basically outside of Draymond Green, and he can't guard everybody, and that's exactly where the Spurs are really going to pounce on them right there in that front court.
Spurs have big men, and the Spurs will probably be the team that goes to the NBA Finals if Durant's not there.
So, I think this benefits more the Spurs than it does the Cleveland Cavaliers because even if Durant comes back, he may not be fully, full go, and San Antonio could take advantage of that. Rockets, I don't really think their situation changes at all because they're really – because even without Durant, they're basically the same type of teams. It's like, jump shooting. Who's going to shoot lights out most?
Live and die by the top.
And Houston Rockets, we've seen James Harden disappear in the playoffs before, so I don't really boost them up much more than
until he does,
even without Durant.
He does that wrong because he's choked so many times. He's played phenomenal. In the next series, it looks like he's like the worst player on the team. So we'll see.
Kevin Durant going down, everybody was just like, what the hell, and what does this mean? So we'll see in 4 weeks where he's really at and when he's actually going to come back because that will definitely matter.
We're going to be talking about this a lot more.
Yes. So Durant goes down, and I thought that was pretty interesting that his MRI results were on 3-1, March the 1st. Warriors blow a 3-1 lead. So March the 1st is Warriors Day. The day, blowing the 3-1 lead. So that's pretty funny. So Kevin Durant, I hope he does come back in time for the playoffs because I don't want no excuses. When they play the Spurs or if they play the Rockets or they go on to play the Cavs, I don't want there to be any excuses. I want them, to be a full go. And so that way, if anybody knocks them out, it's not like, oh, well, they didn't have Durant. No, fuck that. Because you know how that's going to happen. I don't want to hear that shit.
Well, there's always excuses, no matter if they win, lose, or whatever. It doesn't matter.
All right. So, going on to the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers. My bad. All right, so the Cleveland Cavaliers. God damn it. All right. So the Cavs, they just signed Deron Williams. They just signed Andrew Bogut from your Mavs, who just released them both. Does this change the Cavs in your mind? Like, they're already the number 1 seed. I know you like Toronto a lot. I'm more of a Boston Celtics fan. And the Celtics just beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, by the way, on Wednesday night.
They did.
So, does this make them the absolute favorites? Does this put them over the edge, even over the Warriors, even if they have a healthy Durant?
I don't know because I think it's great moves. I think it's a good move because it adds some depth to where I think they are going to need it. They're going to need some rim protector with Andrew Bogut. If Bogut is healthy, he's a good player. But he was just never healthy in Dallas, which I don't understand why. Deron Williams, he did great for Dallas. He did good. Not great, but good. And I think that's really important because they need to – I think they need
They
to
really needed that backup point guard.
Yeah, they need to limit Kyrie Irving's minutes toward the end of the year because they need him fresh. Be able to play defense on the Warriors. If they make it to the finals – he's going to be running around. He's going to be chasing them. He needs to be healthy. So
this is so big for the Cavaliers because, like you were saying, limiting minutes is a huge factor for the Cavs because Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, they play so many minutes. And
they're not out there; they're losing, so they have to be out there.
And if they go to the NBA Finals, this is going to be their third in a row with them. as a unit.
Yep.
That's 3 NBA Finals in a row. That's a lot of damn games. So I think this is huge. This definitely puts the Cavs over the top, even more so than it already was in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Because, especially when you get Kevin Love back, you get J.R. Smith back, Kyrie Irving when he goes to the bench, whereas before it's like, if you're a Cavs fan, you're probably biting your nails. You're like, oh my God, bring him back now. Now you got Deron Williams coming in, and you're like, okay, this is fine. I can live with Deron Williams, filling in for Kyrie Irving while he rests for a little bit.
He can make shots.
That's a huge benefit.
Yeah.
So, Cavs even...
It's just the only issue is that they just got to see if they can stay healthy, Josh. That's the only issue. But besides that, it's a good move.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they were to meet the Warriors in the playoffs, with this Durant injury that happened and with the Cavs making some moves, some people are flip-flopping from, picking the Warriors as the hands-down favorite to saying Cleveland is now the hands-down favorite. So
Cleveland has better depth.
Yeah, they've got to be the deepest team in the entire NBA, without a doubt. So, do you have the Cavs in the finals, win the championship?
Yeah, I still like Toronto, but the Cavs are the team to beat. Toronto's more that dark horse that could do it, but the Cavs are the team to beat. Whenever you have LeBron and Kyrie Irving, those two great players, you got to always have them up there.
Good move by the Cavs. Hey,
man, they got their
They got what they want. They got what they wanted or what they needed. Yeah. If Bogut stays healthy, that's even more depth for them. That's just because Bogut, if he can play, he can play.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the Cavs do once they get down to the finals, because really that's all that matters for the Cavaliers. It's just the finals. That no one's.
Yeah, there's only like 2 teams in the East.
We talk about Boston. You talk about Toronto, and they really are good. But come on.
Those are the only 2 teams that can compete with the Cavs. Besides that, the Cavs don't have to worry about shit. But they won't see them until the conference finals, so it doesn't matter.
So enough with the NBA. Let's get back to football, NFL, because we can't get enough of it. We can't stop talking about the NFL.
Football's the shit.
Adrian Peterson. The Vikings have released Adrian Peterson. He's going to test the free agency market.
Wow.
Holy crap. We're at this point now. Yep. Adrian Peterson, probably arguably the best running back, 10 years going. Yeah. Now he's old man, and the Vikings said, go test the market. Sean, where do you see the Adrian Peterson playing next year?
Well, there's a few teams. And I'm actually kind of excited about this. I wasn't shocked that he was cut. I kind of felt like it because he was going to demand a lot from the salary cap.
Yeah, a lot of money, and he turns 32 this month.
He does. Now, there's about 3 teams out there that I'm kind of leaning towards that I think could be teams that he could go to. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the New York Giants. They really desperately.
That's a huge favorite, yeah.
And they already said that they're going to look at him. They're going to take a look at him. They said it.
Why not?
Another team is going to be the Vikings, just because the Vikings need a running back. I know people are going to be like, oh, Montgomery, but he's not a true running back. Like, he's not going to be pounding the ball up the middle 20 times.
The Vikings?
Did I say Vikings?
Yeah.
I meant Packers. Sorry. I fucked that up. No, the Packers. So the Packers need a running back.
Division rival.
Yeah, and that would be great. That's kind of like that Brett Favre scenario, right? So he left the Packers on the Vikings. So that would be awesome to see. Kind of revenge. Only other team that I could think of is that really needs him is going to be Detroit. But I don't know. That's another division rival, so it's tough. I don't know if the big favorite to me is going to be the Giants. Those are the 3 teams though. But Giants are my favorite to pick him up, which sucks because that means he's going to be playing the Cowboys, and I really don't want to see that.
I agree with the Giants. That would make perfect sense. I mean, you got Eli Manning. You got that receiving core, which is pretty damn sick. Yeah. You have that defense that's just growing into something fierce. Yeah. So all you really need is a legitimate running back. And Adrian Peterson could fit that bill next year.
He could. and let Perkins develop. So,
okay, so I like that one. I also know that the Patriots might be looking for a running back. LeGarrette Blount's going to be testing the market. I don't think he'll be back at all whatsoever.
I don't think so either.
And so Adrian Peterson to the Patriots, maybe? No.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
They've done it before, but I don't think so because he's going to want a big contract or a decent size, and they never give a decent size contract out.
Okay, so we were talking about this yesterday, the day before recording this episode, going over these topics, and we were discussing this topic, and I brought up
it's a juicy one.
The Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
And I was telling you why, and not that I really need to, because it makes perfect sense. I mean, you got Derek Carr, you got Michael Crabtree, you got Amari Cooper, you got that defense, which is also emerging. And what's also very important, very, very important to an aging running back, a great offensive line. And Oakland Raiders have one of the best offensive lines. Very young, very good. And so that can matter for an aging running back, as well as the weather. The weather out there in California, that could be perfect for Adrian Peterson.
Or Vegas.
Or Vegas, but he'll probably be retired by that point. But, so what do you think about Adrian Peterson to the Oakland Raiders? I know you were loving that pick, and now you're leaning towards that way, and it just makes sense, right?
I really like that because I like the Raiders, and I'd rather him not go to the Giants because I don't want to face him. So I actually like that because that's what I think they're missing. Don't get me wrong, Murray did pretty good over there, Latavius Murray.
Yeah, Latavius Murray, by the way, he is testing the market. Yeah, he won't be back.
I think he's gone. I really like that. I think it's a good fit. He's a good, he's Adrian Peterson, downhill runner, and with that great offensive line,
Put him in that silver and black. Let's go. Yeah. Let's make this happen. We'll go to that. We will have to go to that game, man. We got to go see the Raiders play next year. I missed it out last year. We got to go see Adrian Peterson with the Raiders if that happens.
I have one simple question for you.
What?
When's the last time that you can think of that Adrian Peterson didn't have to see a stacked box?
Shit. I don't know.
Think about it. If he goes to the Raiders or Giants, he will never.
Maybe when Brett Favre was playing? Maybe?
No, I doubt it. I still doubt it. But think about it. If he goes to the Giants or the Raiders, he will never see a stacked box with Odell on the outside.
That would just be sick.
Cooper.
And same thing would happen for the Giants. He wouldn't see that stacked box neither.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With Odell with the Giants and Amari Cooper with the Raiders, those two receivers, you cannot drop a safety.
I want to see it happen. I'll watch those games.
He's going to be excited no matter which team he goes to. Now, but I don't like the Raiders. But
now Giants, I got to throw this out here too, man.
Good.
There is talk. Some Ian Rappaport, he threw it out there. He said he has a source that Jerry Jones will definitely look into bringing Adrian Peterson to the Dallas Cowboys. So that we got to talk about it because that name is out there. Can you see that happening?
No.
Could you see that happening?
No, it's never fucking going to happen. God.
You wouldn't want it to happen. You wouldn't want a 1-2 punch of Ezekiel Elliott and Adrian Peterson.
It's not going to happen. Why would we go out and spend money on a 32-year-old back when we have a young running back that just led the league in rushing, who actually took the last week of the season off, so he could have even had more. Well, he was destroying the NFL.
Okay, so let me bring up this next question. All right, so Adrian Peterson definitely be playing for a different team next year.
Yeah.
Do you think Adrian Peterson is a top 5 rusher next year?
It depends on the team he goes to. But if he goes to the Raiders or the Giants,
yeah.
Well, no, I'm going to say this. Giants, maybe, because their offensive line is not as good as the Raiders, but definitely with the Raiders, he's going to be a top 5 running back as long as he stays healthy. Top 5.
Okay, and you would not throw the Chiefs or the Lions in there at all?
I said the Lions, and I think
Lions, but you don't think that's going to happen though, right?
I don't think it's going to happen. They're still a rebuilding team, and I think AP is going to want to go to a legit contender. He wants that ring. Right. Now, the Chiefs, that's a good point. The Chiefs do need a running back to me.
You think they're fine with Spencer Ware?
I think Spencer Ware wore down towards the end of the year. last year. I think we all saw that, especially whoever had him in fantasy. Mm-hmm. He was started off really hot, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared. And then Tyreek Hill kind of took over on the rushing, right?
Right.
So I don't know if they're really sold on Spencer Ware. I think he's more a complimentary back, not a primary back. But I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't see AP going to Kansas City. I think that's a little too cold for that.
No, that's too much of a stretch there. But I had to throw that out there. That was another name floating around. So, me and you, we agree on Giants, Raiders as top picks. We'd love to see that happen, especially the Raiders. Because that'll give us another excuse to possibly go to the game. And maybe this time I'll actually be able to make it. So, yeah. Let's see where Adrian Peterson lands next year. I think he can still be a top 5 rusher next year, given the right team. And I think he will go. Whatever team he picks, it'll be the right fit. He'll go to a team where he can find room to succeed, and I think that will make him a top 5 rusher.
Maybe he goes back to Minnesota.
Maybe he tests the market. He doesn't like what he sees. The money's not there. And Minnesota says, hey, we'll bring it back. He even said that he's open to that.
Yeah, the Vikings said it too. The Vikings said we still hope to get AP back. So,
we will definitely see. He becomes a free agent on March 9th. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this, and we'll talk about this.
It's only a week away.
We'll talk about this more. More to come on Adrian Peterson. Now, switching over to the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers have given an extension to Antonio Brown, 5 years, $72 million. And they also franchise tagged Le'Veon Bell. Sean, do you think this was the right move to extend Brown and tag Bell?
Yes. Oh, you want me to elaborate? Okay.
No. You really think that? You think that was the best move?
I think that's the best
Seriously.
move. And this is why.
I agree.
Yes. I know you agree.
Because definitely that right move.
You're sometimes, you can be stupid sometimes. You're not stupid right now.
Just like your mother. Go ahead.
Exactly. Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has been producing for I don't know how many years now.
He's top 2 receiver. Him and Julio.
Yeah. Him and Julio, they've been top producing receivers for the past I don't know how many years. Le'Veon Bell, don't be wrong. The best back in the league, all around. Him and David Johnson, the best overall back, like all around.
Running, passing, all that.
Exactly, but
no doubt,
he's always suspended,
hurt, and this is stuff that he can control. Well, not the injuries, but the suspensions are stuff that he can control. Yeah.
So I like the tagging him. Like, okay, we're gonna give you his money.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And let's see if you can fucking stay healthy and stay unsuspended for a whole.
Stay out of trouble. Like that was absolutely the no-brainer move right there.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell gets franchise tag, and that is going to be worth what, $12 million now next season for running backs.
I don't remember. Yeah. Something like that.
So Le'Veon Bell, franchise tagging him, you always would want to tag the running back and extend like the receiver, because the receiver has a longer career. They have a longer span of doing what they're doing, whereas the running back, not so much. Now, here's the thing though. Next year, they're gonna be so tied up between Big Ben, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. I don't know what they're going to do next year, because already between these 3 guys, they make up like a third of the entire salary cap. So next year when Bell is like, okay, you're going to tag me again? No, that's not going to happen with the running back. He won't allow that shit.
Nope.
Are you going to extend me? That's going to be a lot of money they're going to hit next year. So, yeah. So they tag Bell, and they're going to have to work things out. So definitely the right move. Yep. I think it's awesome that Antonio Brown got that money. He definitely deserves it. I mean, this is a guy who came out of the 6th round, and he was told he was too small, too weak. He wasn't good enough.
He was just going to be a kick returner.
Yeah, he came in as a returner. All eyes were on Mike Wallace, who was fucking tearing it up at that time. But Brown just took off and became one of the best receivers in the league. To me, it's him and Antonio Brown, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
So awesome for Antonio Brown. I couldn't be happier for him. I had him in fantasy last year. I hope to have him again next year, maybe in the 2nd round. I don't know. no way it's gonna happen. But
wait, what did you say? Second round?
Hey man, there's gonna be tons of running backs and people that are gonna go in the first round. Maybe, or maybe I might make a trade. Maybe. We'll see. But
that's a different video.
But happy for Antonio Brown. Hopefully this money doesn't make him decline, because sometimes these guys get these big contracts as wide receivers.
I hope he doesn't. I hope
that's not gonna happen with Brown.
I hope Bell really lives up to his potential, because he could be the best back in the league. Yeah. So fingers crossed.
All right. So talking about money, contracts, and franchise tags.
Yeah.
The Washington Redskins have franchise tagged Kirk Cousins for the second year in a row. And to my knowledge, that's the only time that's ever happened with a quarterback. Back-to-back franchise tags. Sean, we've talked about this before. I don't think we agree here. What do you make of this whole situation? Do you think who was right, who was wrong, who was smart, who was dumb?
So
in Kirk Cousins versus Washington Redskins,
there's a lot of different things that you can that I can say about this situation. There's
I want to hear it.
Oh, shut the fuck up and I'll say it. All right.
What you got? What you got for me?
Honestly, it's a little puzzling, because I felt like the Redskins said, you know what, we're going to tag you. We're going to see, or make sure you're not a one-time wonder. And then he did really good this past year. Obviously, they could have done better, but anyways, Cousins still played really good. He put up good numbers. And then they franchise tag him again. So what kind of message is this sending your team, right? Like, okay, are you not confident about the quarterback? Is this not going to be our quarterback? Is this not our leader? It's a little a little bit. But
they don't know shit.
But they don't know. Redskins are just a shitty-ass organization. The Redskins are just a shitty-ass organization. But anyways, now, it's a little shocking to me, because I think the Redskins are trying to limit their risk. Because when you franchise tag, there's no risk. It's only a one-year deal. And pretty much there's nothing after that, right? So I am kind of questioning Kirk Cousins for during the Pro Bowl. If anybody watched the Pro Bowl, nobody really watched it. He did come out and say, right at the Pro Bowl, the reporters are interviewing him on NFL Network, I think, or whatever, ESPN. And he was like, yeah, if I get franchise tagged again, I'll sign it. I thought you're trying to work out a long-term contract. Why aren't you, keeping that, in your back pocket? You don't want to say that. That's oh, okay, well, shit, might as well do that. And, you put all the chips in their stack, right? They have all the cards, as you could say. So it's a little suspect to me, because as a player, you don't want to be franchise tagged just because of the fact that if you get hurt or something happens, you don't have any guaranteed money. So it's smart on the Redskins side because it limits their risk. I think it's kind of dumb on the Cousins side. It's risky on the Cousins side. I wouldn't say dumb. I'd say risky, because you don't have anything guaranteed, and that's the biggest part of these contracts, the guaranteed. But hey, if it works out, he could even give him bigger contract next year. So you never know.
I absolutely disagree. I think it's not risky for Cousins. Well, it's risky for Cousins, but I think it's more risky for the Washington Redskins. And because here, look. So Kirk Cousins, when he wanted to get his extension initially, right? This is what he wanted. He wanted what? He wanted $20 million a year. That's what he wanted. Yep. That was the contract he wanted. Redskins said no. And they gave him I think they were going to give him $15-16 million a year, and Kirk Cousins said no, so they franchise tagged him. They said, okay, you had a pretty good season. It wasn't a full start to a season. Let's see what you can do. Maybe it was a fluke. So he plays the year, and they're like, okay, you proved yourself. He earned his long-term deal. He earned it, and they were like, okay, yeah, you proved yourself. Mm-hmm. Now let's see if you can do it again with this next franchise tag. Now, I think this is very brave and ballsy for Kirk Cousins, because now he wanted a contract that guaranteed him $60 million at $20 million a year. Now, when he said, I'll sign another franchise tag, now he definitely wants a long-term deal. That's what everybody wants. He wants a long-term deal, but he's taking a bet on himself by saying, if they want to franchise tag me, fuck it, I'll take a franchise tag now, because now with this franchise tag, last year's franchise tag, he's now sitting at $44 million guaranteed. Yep. So now he's and next year, if they franchise tag him again, or that would the next tag will be like 30-something mil. So now you're looking at $74 million in guaranteed money when he originally asked for 60 guaranteed. So what the fuck are the Redskins thinking? Now, if Kirk Cousins gets hurt, right? So that could mean like the Redskins, because I think that's what the Redskins are hoping. I think the Redskins are going either he fucks it up or he gets hurt. Give us a reason to get rid of you because we don't really like you. Like they're that guy who hey, I want to date you, I want to kiss you, but I don't really want to commit to you. I don't really see this going anywhere, and I'm kind of looking around other people, and you're okay. But I don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to commit to Kirk Cousins, and this is ballsy for Kirk Cousins because he's like, I'm gonna take a bet on myself. They're gonna franchise tag me. I'll show them again that I can do this. Because guess what, Redskins, unless they're the dumbest people in the face of the earth and they're looking like that, they're not gonna franchise tag him a third time, right? They can't and that'll be the last time they can do that. No, he's gonna get a long-term deal next year. And by somebody
or someone else,
and it's looking like it's going to be someone else. So
you know what? What's kind of hitting me is the Redskins maybe feel like he's not flashy enough. Because remember who their owner is. Dan Snyder. He wants something flashy, right?
They don't know what they want. They drafted Robert Griffin. They drafted Kirk Cousins in that same fucking draft.
That's very true.
Dan Snyder, the guy who was like within hours of what's his name being what's his fucking the cornerback last year that they signed from Carolina. Josh Norman. He was a free agent for like hours, and they were like, make him the highest paid corner in the fucking history of the NFL. Now, right now. That's what they did. Yep. But with Kirk Cousins, a guy who has shown this last year was his only his first or his second full start as a quarterback.
Second.
So it was a second, and he was like, "Look, I've earned the job. I put up good numbers. Yep. I'm a guy that could be a franchise quarterback." And the Redskins are going, no, we want an Aaron Rodgers. Like they have high standards, I guess. I don't
know. Kirk Cousins has been great though. He's been great.
I think Kirk Cousins
some more weapons.
I have a huge respect for Kirk Cousins. I think he's like taking a bet on himself and saying, "Fuck it, I'll play another franchise tag year. It's risky, but I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna do good, and I'm gonna get even a bigger contract than I ever would have dreamed of before." Next year to go on top of that $44 million that I have guaranteed right now.
Every year that salary cap goes up, and every year
he
the max
is going
contract
to get
is more.
Fucking paid. He's probably going to get over $100 million next year.
Oh, definitely. Why wouldn't he?
That's going to be crazy.
Oh, so dude, it's ridiculous.
He played the system, and I think he's winning. As long as he doesn't get hurt, and he doesn't play terrible, and he doesn't play terrible all of a sudden.
That's the risk.
This dude's going to get paid. So
I think he'll be fine.
So Redskins fans, what the hell, man? Write your owner. Protest. You want something to protest? People are protesting everywhere. Protest the Redskins. Sign Kirk Cousins to a deal. If you lose Kirk Cousins, this is your best franchise quarterback going to Theismann in the 80s. Your best quarterback since the 80s. Sign him. Fuck. Because you're going to go back to having nothing like the Browns and like you guys had for like 2 decades. God. So,
yeah, God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Let's talk about more football. And another guy who's testing the free agent waters from my Chicago Bears, Alshon Jeffery. He has.
You knew this was coming, Josh.
The Chicago Bears have declined to franchise tag him. Yep. I have been saying this to my friends and my family who are Bears fans. I'm like, I just do not see Jeffery in a Bears uniform next year. Because of his health concerns, because he's already making $14 million a year, he wants a bigger contract. Just not going to happen. So, I mean, and you got Cameron Meredith there. He looks really good, right? And you guys still got Kevin White, who needs to, have a healthy season. So
he needs to get his shit together.
This guy is out the door. Now, Sean, here's where we are going to have fun here. And this is where the discussion comes. Jeffrey, where does he land next year? Go.
Well, there's a few teams, but I do have one team that I feel like is the team that he's going to go to that really needs a receiver.
Who?
Hold
on. Now, we've talked about this before, so we've discussed several teams, but I think I know where you're going with this. And what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Guys, Sean has left the building. He is gone. He went MIA. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right. So, this is my team. The Tennessee Titans. If anybody doesn't know what this is, I don't either.
Those are props or whatever things we got from the...
We got this we went to the Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars games, and they were giving these out for free. It was a Thursday night game, so they had their little thing. And me and Josh both got them. Josh, you have yours. I know you do.
Yeah.
And this is my little football.
Our souvenirs for the game.
I think this is the team. Tennessee fucking Titans are going to get their prime time receiver that they need.
We talked about that at the game. We talked about that going back to that game, didn't we?
I make this good, don't I?
We were like, damn, the Titans need a big time wide receiver. And we were already discussing that Jeffery is not going to be there next year. I'm like, what if Jeffery came to the Titans? We were already talking about that.
And Mariota, he played actually really good last year with no fucking receivers. So imagine him getting receivers. He has Delaney Walker. He's already got one of the best running games.
They need a receiver, outside receiver, big time.
And I think they're going to draft one too, and they'll have a pretty good receiving core this year.
Mm-hmm.
What if I start wearing my hair like this, Josh? I'll grow my hair out.
Well, it'll match the rest of your lifestyle, so maybe. I don't know.
Don't tell everybody my secret.
All right, so you got the Tennessee Titans as a big landing spot. That makes all the perfect sense in the world. But guess what? I kind of don't see that happening.
What?
I don't think that's going to happen now. Why? Because the Titans, I don't think they're going to spend the money that Alshon Jeffery is going to want. So here's who I think will spend the money that Alshon Jeffery is now wanting.
Who? There's only one team that's coming to mind, but go ahead.
One, the Philadelphia Eagles. They need a big-time receiver. Go talk to Eagles fans. They hate their receiving core. I don't think it's all that bad. I mean, they got Aguilar, who was not living up to his potential. Jordan Matthews is pretty good. You know, he's pretty good.
A little inconsistent, but yeah.
But they want a big-time receiver, and Alshon Jeffery could fit that void. So that's a good fit, and I can see the Eagles paying him that money. Another team that I can see paying him that money really fast, because for some reason they like to jump on certain things, and sometimes they don't. I don't know. I could see him going to the Washington Redskins if Deshaun Jackson decides to sign with another team. Because I think Deshaun Jackson's not coming back. He wants to be back.
They don't have Deshaun Jackson or Pierre Garçon. They're both out of contract.
So I see him going to the Eagles or the Redskins as my top two picks.
I really hope not, because that means...
Yeah, that's NFC East. It's coming to your neck of the woods.
No, not going to happen. It's going to be Tennessee. But the team I thought you were going to say, Josh, was the 49ers, because they don't have any receivers over there.
And no.
Kyle Shanahan needs to get weapons.
I don't think Kyle Shanahan's going to be signing any big-time knuckleheads or, with any concerns.
Well, they don't have any fucking receivers over there.
They do need some receivers.
They don't even have a quarterback on the roster, so...
They got a long way to go, so I don't think they're going to be spending out money if they don't have anybody to throw them the ball.
That's true.
What about now? Let's have some more fun here. What about the Cardinals?
No, well, they let go Michael Floyd. Larry is going to be gone probably after this year.
What if you pair up Larry and you pair up Alshon Jeffery, and you got David Johnson in the backfield, and then you still got who's that other receiver that they have? Michael Floyd or.
No, you're talking about oh my God. They have J.J. Nelson, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so
that other guy, I can't remember.
Fitzgerald, Alshon Jeffery,
John Brown.
Oh yeah, that guy who also hasn't lived up to his potential.
Yeah.
He's got good raw talent, but
he had one good year, and then last year he kind of tanked it.
So what about the Cardinals? You think that's a good fit?
That's actually not a bad fit. I like that pick because it gives him gives him 1 year to kind of learn from Larry, because Larry's been one of the best professional receivers in the business. And then Larry retires and he takes over the mantle. So
they're going to win now, right? State right now.
They
so
can
that
win
could really
right now.
work for them. Here's another team: the Tampa Bay Bucks. Jeffery, Mike Evans.
That's Yeah, because Mike Evans does need help over there, because that's like the only person they got.
That's their only. Yeah, that's the only legit.
That I could think of. Catcher. And then their tight ends, but their tight ends were kind of getting hurt all the time.
Yeah, they have. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with the tight ends. They always seem to be getting hurt. But
and then they have this new tight end that plays great, and then he just disappears. So I don't know.
Bucks could be a good landing spot. Another team that might throw their hat in for the Jeffery free agency would probably be the Los Angeles Rams, because they need a receiver.
But, do you think he'll really go there?
But he won't go there. But I gotta say that the Rams would be in contention. Oh, what about the Chargers?
They'll throw the money at him.
What about the Los Angeles Chargers?
I just don't see it, because I feel like he's not going to want to go to a team that's like rebuilding, because I feel like the Chargers are on that brink of rebuilding. So, and you have an old quarterback, go somewhere that you have a good team around you.
So if he goes to the Titans, that's a team that's on the come up. Eagles are on the come up. Redskins are on the come up.
Yeah.
But so if he goes to the Cardinals, he could win a Super Bowl this year, potentially.
Yeah. Potentially, yeah.
So Cardinals would be his best shot to win right now.
He could always come to the Cowboys, but I don't think we're going to spend the money on him.
No. So, Alshon Jeffery, look, man, as a Bears fan, I really appreciate you, man. You were awesome. When you weren't hurt, you came out of basically nowhere, and you learned a lot from Brandon Marshall. That was pretty cool, and definitely will wish you well, Alshon Jeffery, in your future team from a Bears.
The Titans.
All right, Sean.
All right, can I take this off now?
Take it off now, before we get to our next segment.
All right. Sorry. I had to pull out the props. All right, we're good.
Jamaal Charles. The Kansas City Chiefs have released Jamaal Charles. Sean, Adrian Peterson released. Jamaal Charles released. Darrelle Revis released. Jamaal Charles.
Both of these running backs, Jamaal Charles and AP, are like the top 5 in yards per carry.
Yep.
In the NFL history. I just want to throw that out there. I think Jamaal Charles is number 1, by the way. Man, this sucks, man. I love Jamaal Charles. He was one of my favorite running backs.
Hey, man, he's won me a championship once in fantasy football. So he's been a fantasy darling. So a lot of people are gonna miss, the Jamaal Charles in a Chiefs uniform. Now, where do you think Jamaal Charles will be playing next year?
Well, it's a lot of the same teams that I mentioned about AP.
Really? Because I got a completely different list of teams, basically.
Well, there's actually a few different ones. Actually, I got a couple different teams.
Okay.
Of course, I gotta say Detroit, but I mentioned them against AP, but I think they're probably one of the top people. But another team that I think that would be great for him would be Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars? Okay, I don't got that one.
I'm kind of throwing that out there because I don't feel like the Jags, they took a chance on Chris Ivory, and he didn't really pan out for him. And T.J. Yeldon has not lived up to his potential at all.
No, hell no.
And he's had so many opportunities. And I think Tom Coughlin taking over the Jags, he wants to give more balance. And why not get Jamaal Charles, one of the best backs, when he's healthy, out there?
Now, so here's where I got Jamaal Charles possibly landing. I also had Detroit Lions. I think they're more suited for getting Jamaal Charles than going after Adrian Peterson. Yeah. I also have circled in real big here my top favorite pick, the Indianapolis Colts. I could see the Colts giving him money and doing something. I could see them going, "Hey, we got Andrew Luck here. We got T.Y. Hilton. Let's get Jamaal Charles involved in this mix here because they like old running backs for some reason." And Frank Gore did good for them. these last couple of seasons. So I can see the Colts being a top destination. I can also see possibly the Eagles going after Jamaal Charles. And, of course, the Ravens going after Jamaal Charles as well.
I like those. I definitely like the Colts. I didn't think about them for some reason. But I'm still sticking with mine. I say Jacksonville is my top spot to go to.
Jacksonville?
Colts. I like the Colts.
All right, now, okay, so here's another question.
Yeah.
Do you think Jamaal Charles will even play next year?
Oh, yeah. As long as he doesn't retire, which I know there's rumors about that, but if he decides he wants to play, I think he's going to be healthy enough.
2 major knee injuries.
Yeah, and God, I love Jamaal Charles. He's from Texas. He's a UT boy. So it kind of does suck he's gone through these past couple of years, but not too long ago, 3 years ago, he was still a top 5 back when he was healthy.
Now,
so
do you think if he does play next year, he does play, he lands on a new team, do you think he could be a even top 10 rusher?
I think he'll be top 10. I will say he'll be top 10, not top 5, but definitely top 10, maybe like 6th or 7th. Just because I don't think he's going to be a workhorse. I don't think he's going to be running the ball like Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson are, and Jordan Howard. So he's going to be right there, maybe a 6th or 7th spot.
Okay, so you got Adrian Peterson being a top 5 rusher?
I'd say AP is going to be like at the 5th spot. AP will, because he's a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think if Jamaal Charles lands on the Colts, I think he could be like 7th, 8th, 6th, between 6th and 8th top rusher. All-purpose yards, he could probably maybe be top 5 if he's fully healthy.
He could. He's one of the best backs out of the backfield too, and he's fast. As long as he comes back fully healthy, that guy's talented.
Man. Andrew Luck will check down to him all day.
He does that with his tight ends all day. He does that with his tight ends that can't even catch the goddamn ball half the time.
All right, so Jamaal Charles, end of an era with the Kansas City Chiefs. It was a good run.
All-time leading rusher there, too.
So, goodbye, Jamaal Charles, to the Kansas City Chiefs. On to other things. Now it's time for Dealer's Choice. Sean, it's what's your topic for this week on Dealer's Choice? What you got for me?
My Dealer's Choice.
It better be good.
It's something that everybody's kind of been talking about a little bit. And the big blockbuster trade for the NBA, Cousins going to the Pelicans. Oh my God! Everybody, I was jumping for joy. I thought it was gonna be great.
He did. He jumped for joy, like on Skype. He was like, "Yippee!"
Yeah, pretty much.
He did that.
I was just excited for that, to see that great duo in Davis and Cousins, and you were too, and we're both excited.
Yeah.
But they haven't won a game.
No.
What the fuck is going on? So they need to figure something out. They need to figure out their identity. What do they need to do? The funny thing is Cousins and Davis have been putting up numbers. Their stats look good.
I was going to say, they or DeMarcus Cousins?
I think both. Because it's a team thing. Like, when it comes to basketball, and you know this, Josh. You play basketball.
He's got to chill out.
Both of them just kind of have to find the rhythm. And the whole team. Both of them are getting stats, but it's got to be a team thing. Like, you got to find a good rhythm among each other. So it's going to be interesting to see. Also, it doesn't help that he's suspended, because every technical that he gets, he's going to be suspended a game, which I think he just got another suspension. So it's going to be interesting. But I think it'll work out. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. I feel like they might not get it together. It's not looking good. But I just want to bring that up because it's looking like Dallas made the best trade so far.
Maybe. So that's your topic. Here's my topic. Kelsey Plum from the University of Washington. She scored 57 points this past week in a game, setting an NCAA record for women's basketball.
Holy shit.
57 in a game. That is crazy. She has been on fire this year. She put up 50.
Drop tested.
She popped 57 points in a game. Kelsey Plum. So I think that's pretty cool, especially because, me and you, we do not watch a whole lot of college basketball, and come on, we don't watch women's basketball at all. We don't even pay attention. We probably can't name 5 female basketball players currently. But when I heard about that, I was like, Holy shit, that's pretty damn impressive, and you got to recognize that when someone does something like that. So, Kelsey Plum, 57 points. NCAA record, that was pretty cool, and I thought that was worth mentioning.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, call out, shout out. Shouting out and calling out people of the week. Sean, who is your call out of the week?
My call out?
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned this guy's name earlier in the show. It's going to be this piece of shit journalist or sports writer.
Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, Ian Rappaport. This guy, oh my God, he's a fucking idiot. Every time I see him break something, yeah, exactly. I think it's all clickbait. Like, all he wants is people to read his article and et cetera, et cetera. Like, none of it, like, oh, I have a source in the Cowboys where Jerry Jones wants to partner up AP. No, nobody ever said that shit. Why? We just went out and spent a 4th-round pick on him. Like, and we're not going to pay money to a running back when we need defense.
Maybe it was one of Jerry Jones' hookers that was a source.
What? He's smarter than that. He pays him good. So, no. Ian Rappaport's a fucking idiot. He's just doing it to get a storyline because he knows Dallas is one of the biggest, cities out there, especially for news coverage. So why not? Let's just throw Dallas in there. Because, maybe, what is it, 2-3 years ago? There was talks that Dallas might go after him, right? But it just never happened.
Yeah.
But why bring it up? It's just pointless to me. He pisses me off, and I can't remember what article. It was like a few months ago, and I think I brought it up to you before, that he said something again about Dallas that had no proof or no credibility.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it pisses me off.
Folks, he's not lying. He was pissed. He was, when Sean heard about this, he was walking down the street, and he screamed in a baby's face and punched the mother. Not kidding. We had to get out of there quick.
There's still legal action pending. We can't talk about it.
Investigation is still going.
It's still ongoing, Josh. We can't talk about it.
All right, so here's my call out. My call out is, it was going to be to Josh Gordon for applying for reinstatement because
you changed it.
But I think I'm gonna call out more so the Cleveland Brown franchise, the front office, and the fans. Now, see, I do kind of have a small problem with Josh Gordon applying for reinstatement because it's like, look, asshole, how many fucking chances have you gotten and you blew it all? You're 25 years old, and I think it's maybe just now hitting him. Okay, now I'm going to be better and healthy and not do anything. Weed or anything like that. And there's a part of me that just like, go fuck yourself, all right? Because, you had gotten an opportunity that, many would kill for. And you have an ability and a talent that many people don't have. Most people in your own profession do not have. And you blew it away. And time after time again. So I kind of want to say, go fuck yourself, Josh Gordon. But at the same time, I do believe in redemption. It's that redemption is the greatest story. When someone finally sees a light and says, "Hey, I'm 25. I still got a window of making something of myself in the NFL." Okay, all right, fine. Now here's where I really have a problem with the Cleveland Browns front office and their fans. Apparently, they're maybe open to bringing him back because they closed the door on him last year. Well, I'll say more Hugh Jackson did. Hugh Jackson was asked, "We're closing the door on Josh Gordon. We wish him well in the future, but this is closed for us from now on. He's not coming back." So if the Cleveland Browns bring him back, you're dumb. You're fucking assholes. I know he's got that ability, and you're like, oh man, but come on, you're like that girl who gets cheated on time and time and time and time again. Like, god damn. And Cleveland Brown fans, right? And Cleveland Brown fans, haven't y'all been through enough? Let it go. So if he does come back to the NFL, he gets reinstated. There's no promise that Roger Goodell will let him play. I mean, he's fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you, right? Or let's go something like that. Go fuck yourself. Oh, go. Okay, shame. Fool me once, fuck you. Fool me twice. I guess fuck me, right? No, fuck you. You're not coming back, Josh Gordon. Roger Goodell could do something like that. And if he does come back, he should not be anywhere near the Cleveland Browns at all. And Browns fans should not want that. The front office shouldn't want that because Hugh Jackson does not want this at all. He doesn't even want to talk about it. So that's what I'm calling out. Sean, what's your shutout? God damn it, I'm pissed.
God, yeah. You okay?
No, go. Just kidding.
Oh, damn. My shout out is I'm trying to get on a good note here, Josh. My shout out is going to be to good old Eric Berry, one of the best safeties, if not the best safety in the league. He got paid. He deserves it too. $78 million, I believe. And he did not settle. I want to give him. I want to kind of give a. He did not settle. They said we're thinking about franchise tagging you. He said no. You motherfuckers are going to give me my long-term extension. And he was not settling for a franchise tag. He's like, I'm not signing that shit. And I don't blame him because he deserves it. He fought through cancer 3 years ago. He fought through cancer, battled it, beat it, and came back and still played at a high level. And everybody said that, and he inspired the whole team, right? Because Barry's strong or whatever they said. Because when he was going through chemo, he was still working out just as hard. And people were like, dude, you need to calm down. Because if anybody out there has ever had family members or seen anybody that's gone through chemo, they're exhausted. It takes a lot out of you. You have no energy. Like you just feel like shit. And for this guy to go through chemo and then go bust his ass and work out and stay in shape, I gotta give props to him, man. He deserves that money, and he's an inspiration to a lot of people out there. And I love Eric Berry. He's one of my favorite safeties. I'm so glad I got to see him play this past year, and I hope to see him play many more years, man.
Cool. Good shout out. My shout out, I am shouting out Ezra Edelman, the director of the 30 for 30 documentary about the OJ trial. Made in America on ESPN. Yep. He won an Oscar for Best Documentary. And I just think that's fucking awesome because I've watched every single ESPN 30 for 30 documentary. They're so fantastic. This is not his only one either. He also has, so if anybody out there who has watched the OJ Made in America documentary on ESPN 30 for 30, he also has another one. It's called Requiem for the Big East. That was really good one too. It's about college basketball and the Big East back in the 80s, I believe. Nice. This dude is a fantastic. He's got other documentaries too outside of ESPN's 30 for 30. Fantastic documentary filmmaker. And I watched that OJ. It was probably the greatest documentary I've ever seen. It was just so well done. It's very long, though. He won an Oscar for it, and I just think that's pretty damn cool. So I'm shouting it out, Ezra.
Nice. Congrats.
What to watch? Sean, give the viewers something good to watch.
Well, I know you're going to already say one thing that I was going to say, but I'm going to let you get into that. But this Friday, the scouting combine is starting.
Oh my God, who cares?
I do. And you should too, Josh. And you do too.
You can watch it for free online. And I think you'll be like one of 8 people who watch it.
Who, me?
And that's good, because you could come, report and talk about it. Talk about the combine and all that shit. And
oh man, I got to because I want to see who's going to be drafted. I want to see these potentials. And this is where I fell in love with Dak Prescott last year. I'm just saying. And I did say the Cowboys should draft him. Anyways, the scouting combine's coming out. There's some movies coming out, but I'm going to let you get into that because I know you want to talk about that. But,
go ahead, mention it. What is it? No,
scouting combine is what I wanted to watch. Go ahead, Josh.
I think you're talking about the movie Logan.
Yeah.
I definitely will be seeing that at the Movie House, an eatery.
Yes.
This weekend, which is an awesome theater that's all throughout Texas. It's one of those.
I introduced you to it.
It's one of those dining theaters. It's very much like Studio Movie Grill, if you've been to one of those.
But better.
and not too, and it's not as crowded as Studio Grill. That's very important to me because I hate crowds and
you hate people, so
bumping into people and just people in general just really bug the shit out of me. So I like that theater. So I'll be watching that this weekend, and I'll also be watching WWE's pay-per-view Fastlane on Sunday, and I will be doing a review on it as soon as it's over, and probably will have that uploaded early Monday morning. So look out for that. I can't wait. Fastlane will be Monday Night Raw's pay-per-view, solo pay-per-view. I believe this will be the last one before WrestleMania, so definitely watch this and watch my review on it. And that's it. That's all I got. And that's all for the show this week. It was a pretty long episode, but I think it was a damn good one. Lots to talk about. Juicy topics. But guys, if anyone's watching this at this point, you are my hero. You are somebody that I want to talk to, but only online because I don't want to meet you in person because I don't like people. So be sure to like, comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought about the segments we talked about today on this week's show. Do you agree, disagree? Where do you think Jeffery's going to land? Where do you think Adrian Peterson is going to land? Go ahead and start an argument with me. That's fine. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because, you know, we're just that damn awesome. And this is a pretty damn good show, and we're rolling here.
Click that share button. Don't forget to share it.
Yeah, share to your friends. Shove it down the throat. I don't care if they don't like sports. Tell them to fucking subscribe to us anyway.
If they don't like sports, why are you friends with them?
But that's it, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.